Welcome back to the channel. My name is Cole.Shelton. We are going to be covering Bitcoin in this video. Now, before we jump into it, I just want to say thank you so much for the channel support. We've been absolutely popping off. We're going for 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I think we can do that. So make sure to hit that like and subscribe button to stay up to date on cryptocurrencies, learn how to trade, and watch me day trade live every single day. And then let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Now, if you didn't know that Bitcoin was going to crash the past 2 weeks, you should have been following my channel because I did call it back at the previous high. Saw that we had stopping volume, a very large spread, but just not, the volume wasn't there. The volume came in after the sellers pulled back and we closed. Now, this is just a correct pullback. We needed this. This is a market maker pattern. We have the first high, the next high is up slightly above, closed back below, and we pulled lower. Now, this is the same thing that happened here. A high, higher high, pulled back, we did eventually make a new high. If we go ahead and go over the daily, we can see that same thing here. A high, previous high, pullback, and a move higher. So this is just to be expected, and that's just the psychology that they use to get the most liquidity for their fills. Now, if we crack this trend line to the downside, I would be looking to cut some of my positions just because then I'm more confident that we're in a bear market. But if we do crack this trend line to the upside, who knows where it can go. Let's go ahead and jump over to the monthly and see a potential pattern here. So we're going to go and take a Fibonacci retracement from the low to the high. We can see we pulled back right to that 61.8 fib level. And if we use our trend-based Fibonacci extensions, we can see that if we pull up to that other level of the 61.8, we are actually going to pull up to that $100,000 mark. That is going to be a great first price target for Bitcoin if we do continue to crack out of this wedge pattern. Now we were respecting this previous fib level. We're respecting some fib levels, so I would like us to find resistance on this 38.2 level and this previous really strong support zone and this trend line. We have decreasing volume for this week, and that's what we want to see. We do not want to see increasing volume to the downside. And if we go ahead and jump to the Bitcoin shorts, we can see that it has absolutely skyrocketed the past few days. Now, this just, people have been jumping in. They knew this was the top. I knew this was the top. If you were following anybody that does technical analysis, they most likely knew it was the top if they used volume price analysis and not just indicators. So this is all just being a shakeout. This is a move lower, shaking out retail investors, creating liquidity for the whales. Looks like we just made a higher low here. Let's see if we can get this movement. We got a bullish reaction. We have a nice pivot low with increasing volume on the bullish reaction with a no supply candle. So let's see if this could potentially be the bottom for Bitcoin. On the 4-hour, it is dumping, and we do have a trend line that we have to break. I would like us to see bounce in this zone and then make a higher low off the trend line. And with the break, we see it back up to this previous high at 65 and then this all-time high at $69,000. Now, if we break that, I see us coming up to, without much resistance, up to 75K. That's going to be a psychological resistance. And if we can crack 75K, I can see us coming all the way up to $100,000 for Bitcoin, or around 90 to 95, because smart money is going to be leaving there earlier than that $100,000 mark. Bitcoin will have to pick a direction here soon. Either it's going to break to the downside, break this really strong level, this fib level, both trend lines, and continue to dump, and that would be a very good sign of a bear market, or we're going to hold this level, kind of move sideways, maybe have a buying climax with the break this trend line back up to that wedge. Now, if we go ahead and look at the weekly, Bitcoin will make a decision. Are we going to be in a bear market or a bull market within the next 60 days, 50 to 60 days? If we stay in this trend line, we will see if the bull market or bear market will be continuing for the bull market or the bear market. Now, my strategy for the bear market is to buy when we see the 200 SMA on the weekly time frame, or the 200-day moving average on the weekly time frame, hold Bitcoin. When we see it bounce off the 200-day SMA, we can see back in the 2017-2018 bear market, we have a nice bounce. We can see back after the 2013 bull run, we have a nice bounce off it as well. So that is what I'm going to be waiting for. And right now it's currently sitting at $18,000. Thank you guys for watching till the end of the video. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. It's free. You can always change your mind, and you can continue to get great content like this every single day. Now, if you haven't watched this video on VXV, I highly suggest it. Educate yourself. I made it really short so you guys can get all of the information you need. It's everything you need to know, and I'll see you guys in the next one.